Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Demon Slayer. Last time around we had rehabilitation training, where basically, it's basically that. The boys went to rehab, basically. So, they got their rehabilitation training with the lovely young ladies of the Butterfly Mansion, and the three little ones, I guess is how I can describe them, suggested to Tanjiro that he should be using the total concentration breathing at all times, which is what the Hashira and Miss Kanao do. So, it's very difficult, but now Tanjiro, he's up for the challenge. We also got to talk with Shinobu about her backstory, how her sister was kind like Tanjiro, but she was murdered by demons. So there's a lot of anger still in Shinobu, but she hopes for a better future with demons. So yeah, that was interesting. Anywho, like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So why don't we just go ahead and jump right into this episode of Demon Slayer. Here we go. So, since we had that tease, I will go ahead and say, the plan for the movie, the Mugen Train arc, if you will. So first off, we have next episode, which is the finale of Season 1. And then what we're going to do is, I'm going to do Season 2, Episode 1, because I hear that stuff basically, isn't covered in the movie, so there's a lot of stuff in that episode to go through. So we're going to be doing Season 2, Episode 1, then we're going to be doing the movie in its entirety, and then after that, we'll be jumping ahead to Season 2, Episode 8. So that's the plan. We got 126, 2-1, movie, 2-8. And then from 2-8, we'll just go from there. From what I've also heard about the second movie, it isn't really a movie. It's like the last 2 episodes of Season 2 plus the first episode of Season 3. So we're not going to watch that. We're just going to go through the episodes normally. So that's the plan. I just wanted to get that out of the way real quick because we had that tease right here. So, episode itself. It's very interesting seeing past Shinobu compared to current Shinobu because, it's basically... It's kind of funny that, Shinobu now, is more like her sister, and back then she used to be more, sort of, I don't want to say angry, but more, I don't know, she wasn't just the 100% smile she is now, but it's interesting to see that because now, in the present day, you have Shinobu acting more like her sister, but now you have Aoi, and we haven't, focused on her too much, but honestly, she seems like Shinobu used to be, She seems like how Shinobu used to be, So that's kind of interesting. But now we have the backstory on Kanao, which is interesting. Which is, she was just this terrible, poverty-stricken family, and then she was abused so much, and then... This is an interesting thing. One day, there was a snap, and she no longer felt pain. The hell does that mean, I guess it's literally just, something in her body just snapped, just broke. Something about her psyche just broke, and now, I guess she just doesn't feel pain anymore, So that was interesting, but then she just happened to run into Kane and Shinobu, and it's interesting because, Shinobu's the one who complains later. It's like, it's too reckless taking in a child who can't think for herself, and it's like, well, you're the one who took her in, you were the one who decided to pay for her, I guess, so... I don't know, but that was interesting. That was an interesting thing, and having them just... I don't know. I want to say, like... See, it's an interesting thing because, honestly, I guess when you really think about it, Shinobu hasn't changed that much, you know? Like, I can see her doing everything she did in that flashback, but with the smile on her face, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to describe it, you know? Whereas here, it's like, fine, we'll pay for it, and then she just throws all the money, and, and then runs, and it's like... I can still just see that with her smile on her face, you know? So, I don't know. It's interesting. It's very interesting to analyze the different personalities, I guess, of Shinobu, so... Oh, God, excuse me. So, yeah. And then, in order to alleviate the problem of Kanao not being able to make a decision, she was given a coin. So, I'm assuming... So, okay, so I guess here's the question about a Japanese coin. Is there a heads? Because that was also, like, that wasn't, like, you know, what you would see nowadays, which is a yen coin. Where, I don't even know, like, I know on one side of a yen coin, you know, if it's a 100 yen coin, it'll just say 100, you know? I don't know what's on the other side, but it doesn't matter, because neither of that would have been on this coin, because that, on this coin, was kanji specifically. The only thing I can think is, it's the kanji, like the clock that the one spider demon had. I'm assuming it's the kanji for how much it is, you know? But then but the other side has to be something different for her to be able to make decisions based on it, you know? I don't know. I can't look at it and be like, oh yeah, heads and tails, there you go. What is heads and tails? Unless it literally is the kanji for heads and tails, that would be really funny, but I don't think it is. I don't think it is, because it's not like you look at, you know, a quarter in America, and, you know, one side says heads, the other side says tails. No, because it's just on one side is freaking Washington? I haven't looked at a quarter in a while. Do I have any quarters here? I do have quarters here. Let me get out a prop. I do have a quarter here. That George Washington. This is a 2021 coin, actually. Liberty, in God we trust, I guess. Now on the other side, hold on, flip it over. United States of America, e pluribus unum, crossing the Delaware, $quarter. I guess, yeah, even this doesn't even, like, it doesn't give the number specifically. It says $quarter, so. Let's see. We're gonna go with heads or tails, folks. Let's see what we get. Shit. Well, it's tails, so I can show you specifically. It's tails. Anyway. Damn it. Hold on. I gotta, like, catch this once. Heads or tails, call it. This will be our thing in the comments. Call it now with the timestamp. Heads or tails, what do you think? It is heads. Congratulations. Alright, we're going to move on from this bit. Alright. So, yeah. So, that was interesting. Rest of the episode is pretty good. Tanjiro was able to blow into the gourd and make it blow up. He's working his way up. I'm glad it took at least 2 episodes to, like, do his training and stuff. It's interesting, though, like, you know, when they cut to when he's sleeping and stuff, it's like, you know, now that I really think about, like, oh, you have to keep up the total concentration breathing, it's like, man, this really is just part 2, you know? This is Battle Tendency, where Lisa puts the breathing mask onto Joseph so that he can correct his hormone breathing. And he has to even wear it at night. You know, the only times he gets to take it off is when he eats and when he brushes his teeth. Other than that, he has to keep that on, you know? So honestly, they kind of needed that. Tanjiro kind of needed that. Instead, instead of a mask that'll help you correct your breathing, and, you know, if you don't do it right, you're just not going to be able to breathe. Instead, if he stopped breathing properly at night, the girls would just beat the shit out of him, basically. So that was interesting. But yeah, and then, so that was interesting. All he needs is, like, the Hell Climb pillar, and then he'll be good. Which is actually ironic. That's actually ironic, like, if we had Tanjiro and Inosuke in the Hell Climb pillar, because Inosuke, in the dub, is the same voice actor as Caesar Zeppeli in Battle Tendency. Look at that. Look at that. Little connections between animes. Isn't that always fun? Anyway. So, yeah. And then they got Zenitsu and Inosuke in on the training. And I like how, you know, at first they were like, we can't do this. This is stupid and stuff. I love how Shinobu knows exactly how to deal with them. You know, just completely understands their mentalities. So, and she's so much like a mother, too, you know? She's so much like a mother, and I really enjoy that. And and I like how she goes to Inosuke and is like, oh, well, I thought this would be pretty easy. Was I wrong? It's like, oh, well, if you can't do it, you can't do it. And that pisses him off. So he, you know, he's like, I'll show you, I'll do it. And then goes to Zenitsu, and it's like, I know you can do this. I'm your #1 fan. Like, holds his hand and stuff. And that, you know, he gets turned on so much that he does it. And honestly, hey, I get it. Freaking look at me. If Shinobu Kocho told me to lose weight, to lose, like, you know, 40 pounds, I'd freaking do it, man. I'd freaking do it. So yeah. Anywho. So yeah, then the boys got their swords back. Tanjiro got his sword back and got an earful. And he almost got a knife full from the one dude. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna know their names. I do love, though, that Inosuke, like, everything was going well for Inosuke, and then he had to freaking chop into his own blade and serrate it, you know? Because he wanted serrated blades, you know? It's interesting, though, like, I get what they're going for, and it's like, now he has his swords, and they're good and everything. But, man, if just a rock can break a blade like that, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're not supposed to be hitting rocks, but then again, that was the whole thing. That was a whole thing in Tanjiro's training with Urokodaki, was to slice... I don't know. But yeah, so that was interesting. And then we got an interesting distinguishation. That's not a name, but we're going to coin that now. We had an interesting distinguishation. But we should make that, like, a hashtag for this episode. Hashtag distinguishation. That is not a word. I am not going to remember to make that a hashtag either. So put that in the comments so that I know you've gotten this far. It'll remind me to put that in the hashtags for this episode. But we had the distinction. For God's sake, why can't I English? We had the distinction, but I'm going to keep saying distinguishation, between fire breathing and flame breathing. Okay. So that's a whole thing. We're going to go find Rengoku and talk to him about it, I guess. So, Jiminy Christmas. Okay, my English is failing me, so I think that's kind of where we got to wrap things up. So, once again, next week, season finale. Week after that, season 2, episode 1, then the movie, then season 2, episode 8, and I'll probably watch episodes 2 through 7 on my own time. Maybe I'll watch it in the sub on my own time, just to see the difference and everything. So yeah, so that is the plan. That's what we're going to be doing, and I can't wait to get to it. But that is basically it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Demon Slayer reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.